today's episode of Thought Leaders of Tomorrow, we have with us Sahil Wahid, the director of Revel Travel. Sahil's been in the industry, in the travel industry for almost 9 years now. He was previously the manager at Yacht Week, and he's constantly trying to incorporate new concepts in the travel industry to change the way millennials today travel. Hi Sahil, thank you for joining us today.
Hi Ravya, pleasure to be here.
Alright, so we'll get right into the questions then. My first question to you is, how did you venture into the travel industry? Like, what drew you to it in the first place?
So I must admit, actually it was a little bit of an accident.
Okay.
Just happened to be standing outside the travel office that my mom used to run. And a friend was like, do you run a travel agency? Can I do this holiday for you? So just happened to try to put that together for him, and it drew me into the business. While starting to do it for people and got interested.
So by accident then?
So by accident, I would say. Yes.
Right. Okay. So how has your journey been within the travel industry? Like the entire time that you've been working, what's it been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. Like I said, it was by accident that I got into the business, but I don't know how many of you remember this movie that we watched in 2011, the one that everyone goes to Spain, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. So like a young kid out of college, I wanted to replicate that and planned a holiday with a friend of mine to go to Spain. Turns out I reached London, hung out with my friend, my best friend then, and then she couldn't make it. So I went on this solo journey to Spain and had the most amazing experience of my life. Decided to come back and share this with people, and hence got even more drawn into the business. And moving forward, started building concepts and trying to bring new products to India and to share it with our people so that they could go and travel outside and see this.
So what's your experience been as the director at Revel Travel?
Yeah, so it's been now about 5 years since I've been the director of the company. Of course, family-run business, but starting up from the bottom and then coming from being a tour manager to now getting here. So finally, it's fun to be at this point where I can sort of create new ideas or create new concepts and bring in new different travel experiences to people in India. So it's been super fun.
So what's your typical work day like? Like when do you start working and how does your day go?
I'm a person who doesn't like to sit in one place. So usually wake up at 10, but a bit like 9 and office by 10. But most of the time I'm trying to go out and meet people. That's usually how my day is, and then ends with gym, I guess.
So in what spheres of the travel industry do you think younger leaders like yourself can actually bring about a change?
I think what I've been noticing right now, it's probably a trend, but also something that I think should be here to stay, is that a lot of people are creating serious curated experiential products. Unlike just being a travel agent who books something for you, I think that we can bring a change in creating a sort of category related travel. That means if you have an interest in photography, then we do a trip that's centered around photography, or likewise food or any other sport or anything that you want. So I think the future for us is to sort of curate trips that have a specific interest rather than just sending travel. And I think that the young people are the best ones who can bring this change.
Right. Speaking of curated trips, the millennials today, they're very, very specific about what they want out of, a trip they're going for, a vacation they're on. So do you think travel agents today are really able to cope with that kind of demand that the millennials have? Like, are they able to provide those kind of experiences to the millennials?
Okay, that's a very interesting question that you ask, because I would consider myself like sort of a millennial as well, kind of the customers that we cater to, and it's definitely been a challenge. It is hard to keep up with what everybody wants, but at the same time, I think a few of the good travel agents who really hone their skills, learned and understand and spend time to really sort of know their products, what they do, and build very interesting things. I think for us, I would like to believe that I'm one of them, and I think for us, it's not so hard. It's obviously been a challenge, but we can definitely build and sort of provide and give people really interesting travel experiences.
Right, okay. Also, sustainability these days is really big, especially in the tourism industry. Like, people really want to become more aware of the environment when they're traveling and be more eco-friendly. So what do you think is the way ahead for the travel and tourism industry as a whole in terms of promoting sustainability? What do you think they can really do?
So on a macro scale, I'm not too sure how to answer that in terms of whether there's a carbon footprint of the flight that you take or things like that. But I just think that what we have always done is when we're sending a person to maybe an like a pristine place that or like say a mountain trek or something like that.
That's not too popular, like not many people
something
go
out of the box and not the standard places. Or whenever we travel to remote places, we always try to educate our clients, and it's the same with ourselves, to try to minimize the amount of garbage we throw out, or of course not throwing anything outside, but I just mean that in general keeping the place clean and being conscious about it. I think that's the first step in a very simple way that we can make a change.
Absolutely. Also, so considering that there are so many younger professionals in the travel industry, and there are also, of course, people who've been in the business for a really long time, and the older generation, so to speak. So do you think there are ever any clashes or any ideological differences that you've noticed or been like a part of, that you think actually makes an impact in the way like the industry operates?
Absolutely. So first of all, I think the travel industry is a very, very vast space, and there's room for everybody.
Okay.
Right? I think that even now everyone, the talk is about the millennials, but interestingly, I was having a conversation with a fellow colleague today, and he's focusing on something like disabled travel, right? So there's a lot of room for multiple segments, and hence I don't think that. So for example, a person who's been in the industry for a long time does something a certain way, he has a bunch of clients, he or she has a bunch of clients that want to travel in that way. So I've never really found an ideological difference, and if anything, I have always been lucky that my peers have helped me learn things that I didn't know. Yeah.
So Sahil, what kind of upcoming projects are you working on?
So the one that I'm super excited about right now is Tomorrowland Winter. I went there earlier this year. It was the first time it ever happened. Of course, everyone knows about Tomorrowland, the festival that happens in Belgium.
Right.
But this was something totally different. We literally spend every day going dog sledding, learning how to ski, going in a helicopter, multiple different like roller coaster rides in the mountains. So essentially, one of the things that I didn't know as a culture is the fact that the Europeans go to in the summer to beach destinations like Ibiza and party and hang out. Well, I used to always wonder what they do in the winters. And there's an amazing culture of people like literally going down, skiing down the mountain, stopping for a drink, having a few drinks, and then skiing some more. So there's a really brilliant winter culture, and I would love Indians to see that.
Wow, that's great. Thank you so much for being with us today, Sahil. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you, absolutely.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.